going? We don't need roads.
Mr. Damon, good to see you again, sir. How are you?
Hey, great, Jake. How you doing?
I'm doing so well. I miss you.
I miss you too, man.
Good. All right, that makes me feel better.
We can't keep meeting like this, you know.
I know. Last time I hugged you, so I figured this is the result of that. So just to keep it at a distance.
Yeah, everybody else is in person. You're the only one I'm doing.
I'm the
Zoom.
only one. Hey, I'm still gonna get that virtual hug. Seriously, congratulations on this, man. My parents often tell me about movies that changed for them because they had children. I'd imagine one day if I ever have kids, that this movie will be kind of even more horrifying than it already is. What is a movie that you made before you had children that's kind of most changed for you as a result of becoming a father?
Oh, wow. Gosh, I've never thought about that. I guess I would have to think of movies that I did that I wouldn't want my kids to see, but I don't know that there are any. I can't think of one off the top of my head a movie that's changed. I haven't really gone back and looked at a lot of the movies that I've done.
You should. They're really good.
I hope so. I maybe I'm afraid to watch them. I just want to remember thinking they're really good.
Well, if I were to throw one out, what about Saving Private Ryan? Because like you are like the last surviving child and being brought home. Would that hit differently for you?
Sure. Yeah. I that certainly might do it. Yeah. I mean, yes. That's my answer.
All right. That's a great, well done. Great answer, man.
Thank you.
What I love most about you as an actor is you had this incredible ability to play sort of an average middle-class American and really make me forget that you are like an A-list movie star with this film and Promised Land and Contagion and Good Will Hunting. And you haven't been an average regular guy in a very, very long time. Do you remember the last time you weren't famous?
Sure. I mean, I remember that. I got famous when I was 27, which I'm pretty. That was when Good Will Hunting came out, and that was lucky. I think that I got a good run in my 20s, and where I was anonymous and nobody looked twice at me, and that's definitely helpful. I think your life really does change when you become famous, and so I think the earlier it happens, the more kind of pitfalls there are going to be in terms of your kind of dynamics with your most kind of primary relationships. And I always wanted to really guard against any of that coming in and infecting my closest relationships, because that really will stunt your growth as a kind of emotional and spiritual growth as a human being.
By closest relationships, you mean?
You and me.
Yeah, of course. I knew
Listen,
it.
we're only taking a break. We're only taking a break.
I know.
It's just you're in timeout right now.
We're like
Next
Ross and
time
Rachel.
we're going to be in the same room.
Ross and Rachel, you and I. But people always do ask who's the nicest people I've ever met. I always throw your name out there, man, because you really are. I have to tell you though, next year, the 25th anniversary of Good Will Hunting, and I've never had the chance to ask you about it, but I'm sort of curious, what is the most important lesson that you learned from that film that you still use today, and maybe even used on a film like Stillwater?
That's crazy. It's 25th anniversary next year. I didn't realize that. That was fast. Well, I think, Ben and I, when we wrote it, we really stuck to this idea that we wanted to make it something that we loved, and not to think kind of strategically or what an audience might like or what a studio might like. It was just about he and I and our taste, and that's really, I think, it's like if we like it, then it's a success. And that was kind of, I think that was a really important takeaway, and something that because if you're not happy with your own work at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what anybody else thinks.
Well, you have a lot to be happy with this film. You are absolutely incredible. And you remind me so much of my dad in this movie. It's insane the way you look and the way you sound and the way you dress and react to things. You are basically my father, who was a roughneck, and you're my father in this film. It's insane.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. Thank you for saying that, Jake.
Dude, I've got to tell you, I've been talking to you since I was 18. I looked up our first one, and man, you've been nothing but kind to me my entire career. And I really do tell people you're one of the nicest people I've ever met in my entire life. So genuinely, I really do miss you, and I hope you're doing well.
Thanks, Jake. That's very nice.
I'm getting the hug. I'm going for the hug.
Hey, man, big one. And I'll see you in the same room next time.
Next time. All right, take care, man. Good to see you.
You too. Stay healthy.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.